a way of life. So these people, they just believe that they can do whatever they like with impunity. Otherwise, that you have, you have identified these people not once, not twice, and the market is still operating. What are they trying to explain to us?
I've actually had seen cases where some factory or this particular part of the state produces this substandard products. Isn't it supposed to be their responsibility to seal it, apprehend whoever is involved in the situation, and let the law follow its course?
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. That some persons have been identified in a market, like from what it was reported, the market is notorious for the sales and production of fake products, especially. So it is not something that they should have, handled with kid gloves. Once people don't get consequences for bad behavior, they just take it as, as one of those things. Like I've said before, this is several places in this country where people engage in production of, poisonous substances, and they sell it to members of the public to be consumed. Even pharmaceutical products, so many like that.
Is it that NAFDAC do not carry their due processes in authorizing most of these products before they are released in the market sector for consumers?
NAFDAC, of course, I would say, they are trying, but, their best is not good enough. You cannot tell me as an agency that is saddled with the responsibility to ensure that people don't consume poisonous substances. So is it that some of their agents have been compromised to the extent that they don't carry out, proper inspection and investigation on all? Because anything short, yes, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, whether they have other kind of consumables, it is the responsibility to ensure that there is 100% compliance with the standards. Just like what we have in the Standard Organization of Nigeria, people bring in substandard products into this country and it passed through our borders. So how come these things, as they've been allowed to fester for so long? So for me, NAFDAC, of course, thank you for this discovery. This is something that could not easily be adulterated. You see these guys, these bad guys, still have a way of adulterating those products. The reason is being that NAFDAC has not been doing enough. Because if NAFDAC has been doing enough, I, as a producer of a certain product, I have my standards. Of course, after NAFDAC has come to do their due diligence. And you have some other persons, criminals somewhere, adulterating that product. It is the responsibility to penetrate the markets with their fake products. How do you do so? You have your men constantly on the field. It is not in the offices. NAFDAC, your job is not to sit in the offices and expect to apprehend the people who are producing beverage drinks on our highways. If NAFDAC is true to that, so most of them are not suitable for human consumption. But because maybe they've been able to compromise 1 or 2 quarters, they are allowed. So they just describe it as weapon of mass destruction, and that's the best way to describe it, because it's not as if they will kill you immediately. The products don't kill you immediately. It's a gradual process. People, you go to the hospitals, people are coming up with strange illnesses and all of that. Let me tell you something. What thing I saw something on the internet, and I think it was still NAFDAC that busted those people. Alcoholic or non-alcoholic, the first thing you check is the expiry date.
Well, I made mention about the labeling. The fact that they remove the label of the expired ones and put a new one. Thinking, because you go to the markets to buy a particular product, and then you notice that this particular product does not have, or let's say you want to check the expiry date and you're like, oh, this one is new,
the time
but
is
you will not know that it's been labeled.
it has
So,
been different
okay,
from what you usually take.
okay.
Even our attitude is also a problem, because it's even an offense on the part of the lady selling there for somebody to try to look at the expiry date, which is not even a guarantee that you are taking an original product. Because like what has been established is that even the ones that have expired, what they do is they relabel it. So it's not even a guarantee. But then again, to fulfill your righteousness, I was just trying to let me see the expiry. The woman got angry. So we live in a country where everything is allowed to happen because the regulatory agencies that are serving, they are not doing enough. So that is where I'm saying that NAFDAC, Standard Organization of Nigeria, and other relevant agencies that are saddled with responsibility to ensure that Nigeria
affects the babies. I don't know if you saw this particular situation where NAFDAC sealed this supermarket, this store of this particular this individuals at risk, and babies for that matter.
You know what these people, you know what they do? They get this fake product cheap, and the sole aim of most business owners is to make massive profits. You that is buying a certain product, consumables for that matter, you are buying it from a source that you are not sure of. They can't tell me that they are not sure of what they are buying, unless that this one is cheaper than what could have been the original. And if you are buying a carton of certain baby foods, for instance, if you are buying from the original producers at the rate of, let's say, 20,000 naira for one. So the person should be treated not just as somebody producing, serve as a deterrent to people who see this kind of business as a way to eke out a living for themselves. It is wrong.
Thank you very much, Mufasas. Thank you so much on that. Moving forward, we have that the Jigawa State government in its staff verification exercise in the states. State Commissioner for Information, Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Sagi Musa, disclosed this while briefing newsmen on the outcome of the State Executive Council meeting, council meeting chaired by Governor Umar Namadi on Monday. According to him, Council has received the report of staff verification exercise and approved the establishment of continuous capture center at the office of the head of civil service for the completion of the statewide staff audits, biometric data capture and validation exercise as part of the integrated payroll and personal management system for the Jigawa state government. The commissioner said the state was able to save 3,140,657 per month and 3,775,000 per annum. Trillion. It said the aim was not to witch hunt any worker, but sanitizing the system and facilitates the prompt payment of salaries and other rights of workers. Sagi said the State Executive Council approved establishment of a continuous capture center at the office of the head of civil service for the completion of the statewide staff audits, biometric data capture and validation exercise. I don't know if I've had you here one time when we discussed a situation of ghost staffs, but I know you have idea about this, and the situation has been uncovered in Jigawa State. I'm sure most of the states in the country have had this situation, but 634 348,000 ghost workers. I am sure most of them receive salaries, because what are ghost workers? The ones that are absent and then they receive salaries, or the ones that they are not there but they don't receive salaries, but their names are on the templates, or their names are in the system. Well, what do you have to say?
Been in the system for a very long time. I would call it a national phenomenon. It's not limited